Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Here's the Lesson, a mini Cleve podcast episode. Today, I want to talk about something that most of us were taught to call love, but actually produces a lot of resentment. And it shows up pretty clearly in families. There's a quote that says, if you're doing nice things expecting something back, you're not actually nice. And at first, that sounds harsh, but if we slow down, it's actually incredibly clarifying. Most of us were taught that giving is always good, that the more you give, the more loving you are. But what we weren't taught is this distinction: giving freely versus giving with expectations. And that difference changes everything. In families, this often looks like gifts that don't feel like gifts. A parent sends money, but expects praise. A family member helps out, but brings it up later. Someone does something nice and then keeps emotional tabs on how grateful you are. And when the reaction isn't big enough, there's hurt, there's distance, there's tension. That's not generosity. That's giving with strings attached. And in family systems, those strings often function as control. Not always intentionally, not always maliciously, but control nonetheless. It sounds like, after all I've done for you, or I guess I don't matter, or I'll remember this next time you need something. These aren't expressions of love. They're attempts to regulate someone else's behavior through guilt. And here's the uncomfortable part: many of us have done this too. I know I have, usually not because we wanted power, but because we were afraid. Afraid of being unappreciated, afraid of being taken for granted, afraid of not being loved back. Resentment doesn't come from giving too much. It comes from giving what we didn't actually want to give, and then expecting the other person to make it feel worth it. When they don't, resentment shows up. Healthy giving isn't quiet. It doesn't require applause. It doesn't keep a scoreboard. And when we can't give freely, that's not a moral failure. That's information. If you can't give without resentment, I want you to pause. That doesn't make you selfish. It means you're learning honesty. And honesty is the foundation of healthy boundaries. So here's the lesson: giving is only loving when it's free. If there are strings attached, something else is happening, and it deserves your attention. Many of us inherited these patterns, but we don't have to pass them on. You're allowed to give freely, and you're allowed to stop giving when it costs you your peace. That's not unloving,